under view, affirmative observation, advantage, and go back to under view. May I start? I will start now. Okay, first, okay, so under view 7 relates to the bad politician get the new votes, so the status quo politicians will change to something. However, this argumentation is depending on if the voting rate increases, right? Then initially the minor, for example, the Sweden case, the 90% voting rate is achieved even under even in Sweden and Belgium cases. Therefore, firstly, minor repair can capture increasing voting rate. Initially, increasing the voting minor repair should be the first step because it never violates the five freedom. And then go to the eighth argument. This is a negative must prove the bad effect the political donation has something. However, even the affirmative stance is that the politicians ensure the, for example, organizations, they will do the policy for them. Then please vote for us. That itself is the same as the violation of the evidence 6, right? Evidence 6 is saying that, for example, organization have to do the goods for the politician. Such relationship is not allowed. However, status quo, the organization is saying we will vote for you, therefore we do the policies for us. This evidence number 6 is the same situation as affirmative. Then at that time, why does affirmative scenario never should happen if this evidence 6 is working? So this evidence 6 workability itself is totally unknown. And then go to the affirmative observation. Now, affirmative observation, their crucial point is that national sovereignty and the people's opinion should be evaluated something. Then firstly, I like to show counter observation. One, affirmative say gathering opinion gathering voting rate is necessary. However, it's irrational only to focus on number. Because we show counter observation. When the sovereign power is with the citizens, it means the government to give the foundation for the citizens to vote. That's because none of the sentence of the Constitution says that national sovereignty means 100% voting rate. It just means to give the foundation to vote. So never, the 100% voting rate never means the affirmative logic. Then the second crucial point is that both affirmative and negative is that healthy democracy which can gather the opinions properly should be evaluated. That's because with the good policy, gathering people's opinion is meaningless. The policy is what makes the people's happiness, not the reflecting opinion. Even if we reflect opinions, if the policy is bad, the happiness of the people is gone. And both affirmative and negative, we both try to achieve the happiness. So that should be the crucial point. And then the thirdly, the abstention itself is one of an opinion. For example, it can mean they don't choose who to vote for or they are against democracy. So abstention itself is an opinion. Then at that time, 100% of the opinions is reflected because abstention itself is one of an opinion. Please remember. Then fourthly, constitution is the foundation of daily life. Constitution is the foundation of daily life. So as long as affirmative never showed clear problem in the status quo and clear solvency, we shall not frequently change the constitution, right? Just like, for example, trial and error for the constitution can make it confusion in the society. So changing the constitution should be the last countermeasure, please remember. And then go to the advantage. The advantage is, first they talk about the low voting rate or something. Then, firstly, affirmative failed to show the criteria to what extent the effectiveness of the block vote decreases, that people start to have the motivation is unknown. So the threshold itself is not given. And then secondly, the minor repair and the counterplan can capture affirmative inherency. I like to show example. For example, two types of people is in status quo. The first type is the people who can't vote because of the time and cost. And the second people is the people who don't want to vote because they cannot vote because of religion or something. However, only the first type is captured by the compulsory voting. Then initially the minor repair like online voting is enough, right? Because the first type they cannot vote, they physically cannot vote because of time and cost. Then online voting it can decrease the time and cost. Therefore, such surrogacy can be captured without depriving freedom. At that time, the minor repair should be the first priority. And then thirdly, I like to show the turnaround situation happens because of the populism. I like to explain. After plan, because the people who have no interest start to vote, it is easier to manipulate by the government. For example, companies connect to the famous influencers, and the people with a little interest will vote for the candidate connected to the influencer. Therefore, reflection opinion rather worse, and irrational parties and politicians may cause huge damage on Japan with irrational policies. Therefore, at that time, the people voting in the status quo lose motivation. That's because even stronger vote is caused by the populism. Even the organization becomes stronger after plan. Therefore, voters in status quo lose motivation. Because even the status quo people think the rational voters, so they try to vote. However, populism happens. The irrational voters maybe control the election. Then the rational voters lose motivation to vote because such, for example, irrational organizations can control the election. The rational voters and status quo lose motivation. Then 5, at least I like to show counter analysis. Like for example, when the COVID situation, people go vote, right? When there's a problem in the government, people think they should go vote. So even on the states, people compare merit and demerit and they go vote. Then, so their logic that people have no motivation to vote in status quo is irrelevant. Because when the problem like COVID situation happens, they initially go vote. So as long as therefore the logic is gone. And then they talk about the specific budget, people on the budget for something. And then firstly, I like to show what cases have the affirmatives have shown to prove this point. This just assumes theory, never assume the actual situation. Under status quo, citizens are satisfied with the government performance. For example, the government takes policies like child allowance, or improvement of the economy, and the social welfare. These policies are for the whole community, right? So even under status quo, with the organization vote, such policies for the whole community is given. So initially, the impact of the affirmative is gone. And maybe the fourth argumentation, they talk about the good companies after plan or something, healthy competition or something. However, again, this is just firstly too, and then they show the NTP example. Then I like to show the turnaround scenario for the NTP example. Actually, in some industries, stability is very important. For example, infrastructure, even if they are bad companies, such stability is important. For example, if NPP after plan compulsory voting is introduced, then and the NPP lose power, we lose the energy power to live our daily lives, right? So even if the NPP is a bad company, these NPPs are crucial to our daily lives. So as long as such companies, infrastructure, for example, infrastructure is important. Even if they are bad companies, it's important to keep a status quo, please remember. And then lastly, they talk about the politicians for the whole society. However, one, turnaround scenario happens because after many people go without consideration. At that time, the politicians cannot understand what the people want. Cross-pride negation. Then they rather lose motivation. Politicians rather lose motivation to make policy. Then two, politicians itself want to change even after plan. PMA situation. Politicians itself won't change after plan. That's because today's market of the candidates are less likely to be replaced. I say again, today's market of the candidates are less likely to be replaced because to run as a candidate, you need a lot of money and lots of connections with people. Then, for example, if my father is a politician, it's easier for me to become a politician because I can use his knowledge or I can use his connection. Then as long as this culture in Japanese government is remaining, even after plan, the same politicians will be keep on being elected. At that time, the politician itself never changed, right? So maybe there's solvency coming from the politician creating a policy for the whole community. However, the politician itself never changes. Yes.
Observation. Maybe we say Sabaran power is
Oh yes, yes.
so affirmative observation means competition never says the Sabaran power is reflecting all people's opinion. So negative counter observation.
Oh yes, yes.
Is good to also.
Maybe you said you affirmative have to achieve 100% voting rate, therefore you have to increase voting rate. But maybe they misunderstand national sovereignty. National sovereignty means to give the foundation to let people vote, not means 100% voting rate. So even if it's 50% voting rate, it itself is national sovereignty because government gives the foundation to vote, and people's 50% opinions are reflected.
So the Sabaran power is that we have to give the freedom to people.
Yes, that's the first question. And the second one is that abstention itself is an opinion. So therefore, even the status quo, even if we only achieve 50%, we achieve all of the people's opinions. Because even the people who don't vote, itself we can understand that the government, they have such opinions like they don't want to vote for democracy.
Okay. And for advantage.
Yes.
Maybe the second from the last recitation.
Yes.
Stability is important as
Yes.
an industry. Why can you say by relying on market mechanism, the stability will go?
For example, like this can maybe connect with the populism scenario. For example, maybe populism people think renewable energy is better or something. However, maybe the MPP is the only way to achieve energy for the Japan. Then after plan, such renewable energies will be maybe more supported, and MPP lose power. At that time, the Japanese energy shortage can happen, right? Because the renewable energy, the Japanese government focus on the renewable energy, and then the focus on the NDP, which is crucial to us daily lives, will be lose power.
And for the cost reputation, maybe you say by irrational people, populism will control people, leads to the motivation decrease also.
Oh yes.
What? Why? Simply why controlling election leads to the motivation decrease?
Or the status quo people.
Status quo.
Maybe the two types of people lose motivation. First is the status quo voters in status quo, and the politicians lose motivation. That's because the first one is because status quo people have motivation because they think rational voters go vote. Then maybe the rational policies will be taken. Therefore, they want to vote. However, after populism controls the election, and they think the rational voters initially don't have the power.
By populism, there is rational policy will be taken, and considering this situation, rational people will less likely to go to vote.
Yes, sir.
Negative side, what is irrational populism?
Irrational populism. For example, the people they don't care who they vote for, right? Because the status quo, they compare the people who don't vote in status quo don't care who they vote for. So, for example, they look at maybe the talent or influencer saying vote for this party, and they just think, oh, maybe just to avoid penalty, I will vote for this party. Then that is irrational.
Based on context. Concerning my speech, I will show my roadmap. Firstly, negative observation, solvency checker, advantage, disadvantage. アドバンテージの時に分かりにくくてすみません。この画像のところのパーティーをもう一回します。で、DA の時にエビデンスの7番を感知するので、手元に置いておいてもらえると嬉しいです。Can I start? I will start. First of all, negative observation. On this point, what the negative want to say is like that restrictions have to make the justification. However, the affirmative failed to show the justification. This is the negative conclusion. Then maybe they show like that physical restriction is not so important or something. However, even it's not so important. They have to consider or they have to make the restriction for a physical reason, right? Therefore, after a plan, uniquely such kind of, even a small amount of such kind of impact is occurring. Moreover, just to extend the second type of people, depriving mental freedom, people who want to keep the abstention will be deprived. Therefore, after a plan situation is not good. Maybe their justification is only coming from advantage or something like that. Because if we cannot achieve affirmative advantage, there is no necessity to take their value. Therefore, just please keep this point. Then go to visa point argumentation. Maybe they say that both adoption is best policy or something. However, if the single counter plan or if the single plan like keeping status quo to encourage people's votes is effective, that can solve the problem, right? Therefore, our first stance is like that to firstly to encourage people to vote without the obligation or something. This is our conclusion, right? Then just extend that is a point fifth cut. If that kind of policy is taken, abuses of power by the government is existent. Therefore, this situation is not desirable for Japanese society. Then go to solvency checker. maybe they have many reputations that knowledge will increase or something. However, that's not important issue here. Our solvency checker shows like people who have like the voting system itself can't reflect the people's opinion on policies. That means like that if the politician is chosen by their cute face or their popularity, that is just like that their popularity. Even this opinion is gathering. This is not for their policies. Therefore, after a plan, their market mechanism or some kind of desirable policy will be found. It's totally magical word. Therefore, even after a plan, this is no solvency, and they didn't show any kind of reputation to kill our linkage line. Therefore, after a plan situation is bad for all people, and maybe they should like that. Some kind of political knowledge will be increased or something, and I will explain in disadvantage why that will not be achieved. Then go to advantage. Maybe my reputation is only 2, and sorry, 2. The first one is like that, Caltech for their evidence, and we got the chart evidence I sent again, this evidence shows like that Sweden or like this South Korea, Germany is not the target of the compressor volume. However, even such situation, this kind of voting turnout is very high. Therefore, why only we should stick to like the compressor voting? This is our point. Maybe their argument is only both adoption is better or something. However, again, we have to like that encourage the policy which is no DA or something. And then maybe they say CISA point solvency, we show the mechanism of penalty or something. After plan, penalty will make the perception or something. However, if the fine make perception, education is also make perception, right? This situation is also applied for the negative. Therefore, as long as they didn't show any kind of mechanism that can kill the affirmative, that can not increase borrowing rates, their advantage is also coming from the counter plan. Therefore, if we consider this kind of counter plan's characteristics, you should vote for this counter plan as a first step to encourage people to vote. Then go to disadvantage. After plan, what will happen is like that. People who have no interest on politics will also gather their opinion. That means that if the people are in an industrial field and without considering politics, they can live in a current situation. However, after a plan, if such people is involved in the politics, what policy is needed, what policy is urgent is totally unknown. Therefore, this situation itself can kill the desirable policy for Japan, because the people, like the policy, should not be distributed equally, but to consider this point. And then maybe they can say education, like the people get the consciousness or something. However, this is just a hypothesis level. Thank you.